Hello everybody, my name is Emiliano. I'm making this video today specifically for my remote workers or busy men that are looking to get into the gym, but for some reason, either you don't have a membership, you don't want to get a membership in the gym, or maybe you just don't have the time, or the commute is just too long. It's just not worth the time, right? Because you're not able to spend so much time at the gym because of your commute, which is totally understandable. However, that's no excuse to not build the physique that you want and not to take your health into account, right? Just because you're stationary for most of the day or you don't have the time to go physically to the gym, drive over, hit a workout there, doesn't mean that you should completely disregard your health, right? Um, I was able to build a very good physique by starting off with pure calisthenics. That is how I built what I like to call my foundation of my physique, right? And I was able to do it with very not minimal effort, but very scarce resources, I would say. Just to give you guys a quick backstory, I started working out when I was about 15 years old. That's when I properly started to work out, right? Not taking into account anything else like athletics at school, middle school, sports, that kind of thing. Genuinely working out resistance training with some kind of structure. It was when I was about 15 years old. My brother and I decided to build this little pull-up bar as well as dip bars in our backyard. We built it. I kind of just kept going, and it's still there actually. And actually, I want to show you guys. It's actually still in my backyard because we planted it and basically glued it to the ground with cement. But yeah, before I do show you guys, I want to give you guys a little bit more of a backstory, right? So why did I even begin working out at such a young age? Um, I think it's pretty similar for a lot of us, right? Not only do you see potential in yourself because of what social cues you get, like for example, I remember being in middle school or high school, like my freshman year, people would just randomly tell you, right? Oh, you do you work out? You look like you work out, or they just you just get like those social cues, right? Or like, oh, he's the big man or the buff man or the fit man, right? And I remember telling myself, I mean, I don't even work out that much. I mean, maybe I do push-ups here and there when you get that 3 a.m. motivation, but I wouldn't label myself as someone who works out. But that led me to think, well, if people say that and I don't even work out, imagine if I did. But on top of that, it really is just for the respect. I think the reason you keep a hobby going is because you get some kind of not reward but social cue that keeps you going. For example, for me, there has to be something that you like about it, right? There's a reason why people continue to work out. They like it to some extent. And for me, whenever I would just do push-ups at home, or whenever I started with my backyard routine, you would feel good. I would feel good, right? You get that sense of reward, and that's reward within yourself. But on top of that, you get people outside, like friends, family, mentioning to you that, oh, you're looking bigger, you're looking leaner, that kind of thing. And I think that's usually what it comes down to. The reason why even the people that don't necessarily have the best potential to begin with start to work out is because of the respect that you get from it. The respect, the pride, and just something within yourself which you lack. For example, there's something that took me a very long time to figure out, but I think that's what it is. The reason you even begin to work out is because whether it was as a kid or overall, you always craved the respect that you never got. And that's kind of what gave me that, right? That's kind of what got me the respect that I always wanted. Not just the respect, but the confidence. With respect comes confidence, and that's what led me to keep going. But yeah, and then, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years passed by, and now we're here. This is the spot where I began. Of course, in the beginning, it was just, random workouts, um, doing pull ups, push ups, sit ups, that kind of thing. But yeah, point is, I was a student in high school. I didn't really have a routine, just doing my pull ups, push ups, crunches at home. In the beginning, I just saw results, small results. Like a year would pass by, nothing crazy would happen, but it was enough to, keep me going. After that, you start to optimize. You start watching this video, watching this TikTok, and you just start to enjoy it more, right? And it was around my second year whenever I actually started to go hard at it. And when I say hard, I mean still here in my backyard, but optimizing everything, right? Like I remember when I first bought my dip belt, whenever I bought this bar over here, and I bought a few plates to go along with it, and I started actually optimizing everything, right? Although I didn't necessarily have a few equipment, which could have helped me a little bit more. Like for example, a bench. I never had a bench. Instead of doing something like a shoulder press, which you usually do with a bench, I kept going in my calisthenics journey, right? I kept doing just handstand push-ups, my lateral raises, my reverse flies with dumbbells, and when it came to back or chest exercises, here is my pull-up bar and my dip bars over here. And I think that's what a lot of people don't realize is that sometimes you have the resources. It's just a matter of milking them out, I would say, or getting the most out of it. Is what I mean. Because sometimes we make the mistake of thinking, "Oh, I'm not getting the results I want. It's because I'm not in the best gym, or I don't have the best pre-workout, or I don't have this." But it really is true when people say that success is 80% just doing the basics over and over again and getting really, really good at the basics. And that's what I did. But yeah, after my third year of training, I guess another reason why I never hit the gym was because I didn't have a car, right? I was too young and I didn't have a ride either. So I decided to optimize everything, right? And I think that's a perfect example of doing the best with what you got. And I think that's something that a lot of people definitely should apply in their lifting journey, and not just their lifting journey, but just overall life, right? Sometimes you have enough resources, you just need to figure out a way to milk them out and get the most value out of that. And this is a perfect example. Instead of complaining about me not having a car or not having the opportunity to go to the gym, I did the best here with what I had, right? I would apply the same principles. Progressive overload, started taking care, well, didn't really start taking care of my nutrition until a little bit later into my lifting journey. But I did enough to see results to keep me going, right? And on top of that, I would just like to point out what the benefits were of working out here, right? I mean, it's less time consuming. It's less time consuming. It doesn't require any kind of investment. I mean, unless you want to, buy a dip belt, that kind of thing, which is totally worth it. But it doesn't require, like a gym membership, you putting in money every single month. You don't need a commute. And on top of that, it's a lot simpler. You can do it in between your sales calls. If you're working remotely as a salesperson, that's what I was doing before I started my brand. And yeah, it can be very efficient as long as you make it efficient and you're willing to make the sacrifice. But yeah, fast forward to today, I still continue to work out here whenever I'm too busy to hit the gym, or maybe it's too late at night and I don't want to commute 20-30 minutes to go to the gym just to hit a 30-minute workout and then to commute 30 minutes back, when I could just walk outside of my house, hit a workout here, apply the same principles. As long as you're progressively overloading and recovering, but on top of that, your nutrition, which is one thing that whether you hit the gym here or you hit the gym at the gym, or you hit the workout at the gym, your nutrition is something that's always going to be the same. That it's not influenced so much by where you work out, and nutrition makes a huge difference, much bigger than most of us think. I was a person that would listen to this, that everybody will tell me this, but it would just go in from this year out the other. And that's very bad, right? Because you make the mistake of thinking that you know more simply because, I don't know, Maybe you're just seeing enough results, so you think that that's the most optimal way. But the only thing that I could say is that fix your nutrition, and the only way that I'm going to convince you is by doing it. And in the beginning, you're not really gonna see the point. Maybe you're just gonna see that it's stressing you out more. But trust me, it's going to 2x, 3x your results simply because you're fueling your body better. You're helping it recover better, and overall, you're just gonna see the results in the shape and the way that your body develops. You might think it won't because, well, you're working out the same way, but you're really not. Even though it might be the same workout, you're able to go to a higher intensity than you would without taking care of your nutrition or without taking care of your recovery. So, point is, you can build a good physique by working out at home. Even if it's just by doing push ups, pull ups, or crunches at home, if you don't have this, you can just do it in your living room. I have a lot of TikTok videos or YouTube shorts giving you good workouts which you can do without equipment. And you should take advantage of that because whenever you're first starting to work out, you have what is called newbie gains. Newbie gains means that you don't even need that much resistance, or specifically, you don't need to specifically stimulate a muscle with such a high intensity for it to grow. Like any kind of intensity is going to be more than enough for you to start seeing results as long as you stay consistent. And that's actually good because you're not supposed to go that hard in the beginning because your body's not used to it and it's not going to recover very well. It's just going to make you be really sore the next day and it's going to be really hard for you to stay consistent. You're probably going to fall off. So that's actually a good thing. Take that, use that to your advantage. Don't use your circumstances of you being a remote worker as an excuse. Use it as an advantage. Use it to your advantage. You can still work out, you can still build the physique that you want, and you can still eat clean so you can get the best results. But yeah, once again, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.